The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits. What's up, Octo Nation? Just to start off, I gotta let y'all know that a lot of SPACs were down, so if some of your plays were down, don't feel bad. It's not your bad picks, just SPACs were kind of having one of those dive down days. There were some newer warrants that were up a little bit and spiking, but other than that, pretty much across the board. So let's go over that, just a timing issue. First of all, I'll take a look at AMCI. They finally fully announced the brand of the fuel cell technology that they're merging with. We've got a ripping investor presentation for it. So this is one of those ones that pivoted from possible like mining of oil and stuff like that, and they pivoted to do something a little bit green, and they went with this company here. The management that they're pairing up with is always going to be good. You know, we can get into that, but I'm sure you don't want me to go through this whole thing. They've got a low cost, flexible and resilient fuel cell technology, solving the need for expensive hydrogen infrastructure. Okay, so they're just like a new age version. Advent is missing the puzzle piece to unlocking the hydrogen economy with low cost energy solutions. So this is like a best play for hydrogen. Developing and manufacturing the critical components for growth new energy markets, including transportation, off-grid aviation, and hydrogen economy, solving the range and recharge mobility problems with lithium-ion batteries given greater energy storage capability, proven scalable business model with deliveries, consistent and recurring revenue with a $100 million revenue opportunity per 1 gigawatt of demand. Platform technology provides critical performance benefits for a wide range of end markets, with a total estimated market size of more than 850 gigawatts by 2040. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds big. Experienced management team delivering breakthrough technology and partnerships with world-class research centers. Fantastic. So here's what I thought was kind of cool. So right away, they've got partners, big boy partners. They've got NASA. All right, NASA, Brookhaven National Laboratory, U.S. Department of Energy. All right, ESA, European Space Agency, energy efficiency and renewable energy places. So that's fantastic. They've got those brands associated with them. Our markets, fuel cell, EV, electronic vehicles, energy storage sensors, backed by 50 plus international technology and process patents. Okay, so they've got tons of patents. That's fantastic. Lower cost, longer life, works anywhere, supported by industry leader partners. Proven product ready for market adaptation. Advent's MEA products are already being used and tested for use by a number of top-tier customers. Heavy truck users beginning adoption of hydrogen fuel cells to extend EV range. Okay, so that's going to be like maybe the semis, like the Peterbilt, the Helions type of stuff. Roll to manufacturing process provides for scalable, high-margin business. Ramping up EV automotive sector is inflection point for demand of fuel cells. Success of Tesla's and others provide high visibility for clean tech. Advent's team is highly skilled in production ramp up, great, and ready to execute on the growth plan of the economy. This is one of those ones that a lot of the hydrogen stuff has kind of just been slowish, right? It's slow to adapt because I think I'm sure who's ever pitching it to whatever companies, their eyes start rolling in the back of the head. They're like, okay, we got to do what? We got to do this and this and this. But is it worth it? But the thing is when you actually compare it, like what they're talking about, lithium ions, it's actually way more efficient. So they need to get the right people selling these things. So for instance, here they're showing Advent fuel cell is flexible, broad market, low cost infrastructure. They're showing even for little cars, requires 99.99% pure hydrogen. Infrastructure costs 100 times higher versus the competition. Wow. Let's see. Advanced fuel flexible capabilities solve the hydrogen infrastructure problem, opening immediate market opportunities. They can do off-grid powers, aviation drones. That'd be crazy to have a drone that's powered by hydrogen fuel cell. I bet you that's expensive. I thought this was neat too. Marine, like big tugboat things that are moving big old crates and stuff. You don't even think about it, but those are mainly diesel, right? So imagine if those were going hydrogen fuel cell. Now, multi-fuel infrastructure available now can deploy immediately, which is fantastic. This is not In 2025, we hope to have our first battery. This is now. Future e-fuels, zero emissions, hydrogen-based liquid fuels. Advent's got hydrogen, green, methanol, natural gas, biofuels, and ammonia. Oh, okay. So the competition they have to use like 100%, let's call it, straight up hydrogen. But theirs, they can mix all this other stuff: the green methylene, natural gas, biofuels, and ammonia. That's good even for drilling and stuff in America, because natural gas, there's lots of natural gas mining in America for sure. The biofuels, that could go over the Gevo play. We haven't even done a video about them. We still need to. They can use that, or even ammonia. That's crazy. So they can somehow convert ammonia to whatever they got to do and make it work. So pretty interesting. They're showing that the multi-layer technology they've got here too. So this is like the whole semi play, right? I don't want to get too far into this, but it's just set up and it's cool and it's neat. But they're ready. That's the thing, is it seems like they're ready, and it's almost like this skateboard architecture that we're seeing throughout the whole industry that everyone's popping on, but a little bit better, right? 50 to 60% smaller than a lithium-ion battery required. Still an electric truck. Complete system. They have overall system that has simpler design, smaller radiator, any fuel, anywhere, fuel cell charged lithium-ion batteries as needed. It's kind of good to have a little bit of both. MEAs are placed between bipolar plates to create fuel cells, pulling fuel cell depending on vehicle size and battery, of course, fuel cell configuration. They operate at high temperatures. That's the other problem with the batteries, is the low and high temperatures. They do have problems. How do they combat that? Well, they have measures in to keep them cool or keep them hot from not freezing and all that. Defines performance, weight, lifetime operating costs. So just the grand macro picture, these are going to look a lot better on paper, which is very interesting. Solving the hydrogen problem. So here we go. Renewable and low carbon fuels, retrofit trucks, tanks, and pumpers. That's cool. So they're saying the global infrastructure cost is $50 million. Distributor wholesale to end user. Hydrogen, SERP tanks for transport and storage, $15 billion is what it would call. 15,000 billion, I guess. Holy Toledo. Batteries, they're saying $5 billion. Grid upgrades, new charging station, hydrogen, SERP tanks, transport. So they're saying because they can use all these like in-between fuels, the renewable low carbon fuels, it's a lot easier for them to do it. We're talking way less, 50 billion compared to 15,000 billion. So I don't even know what that would be. 1.5 trillion. I don't know what we do with our products. This goes into the technologies. They've got it all. They've got the high temp membranes. Like even Tesla's talking about like the silicone like plates or whatever they're using. That's kind of what this is, right? High temp fuel cell plates joining together with other programming partners. Any fuel, anywhere is their pitch. So even here, like fuel cell OEMs and system manufacturing. So they're saying they can actually, they can actually hook up and work with Plug Power. Remember that video we did on them? What else we got? We got Nikola, and we've got Toyota, Nissan, General Electric. So they work on Boeing. There's a good one there, right? Are planes ever going to go to hydrogen fuel cell? How crazy is that? Electric stuff. I don't know. But they're showing here that they're just more compatible. You can use them for everything. BASF is, I guess, using them. Pretty interesting. Again, with the membrane that they're talking about, other markets, just billions and billions of dollars of markets that we can get into. This is the timeline that they've done. They've already done, this isn't, again, that's why I like this one, is because it's like a now thing. It's not 5 or 10 years we hope to be in production. These guys are production ramp up, and commercialization of products is now. Scale up fundraising, process major contracts, EV manufacturer engagement with Airways. Is that what that says? Airways? I can't even see it. Everyone ever heard of that? EV manufacturer engager Airways? I don't know. But regardless, hooked up with NASA. So world-class customer base. So what do we got with Nissan? Japanese multinational automotive manufacturer, application in fuel cell vehicles. Abbott's MEAs are tested in next generation vehicles. So they're already testing them. Ultracell, this looks like some Army stuff. Portable power, California-based developer of flexible fuel cells for mobile portable powers, supplier to the US and UK, other armies. Sick. So this is like a fuel cell like backpack the dude's got on. You know, to charge phones or whatever they've got. Who knows, man? That's super cool. So they're hooked up with them. You know, that's a great contract to have, I think. The market opportunity, it's huge. It's going to be getting better, of course. Hooked up with Polaroid. Is that the next Kodak? In-house expertise. Everyone, even from BSAF, Ultracell, down the line. I really like thinking about the boats and the airplanes too. That gets really interesting to me. I can't even imagine the oil industry though. Oil industry just getting mad. Just getting very mad for it. Like this is showing the fuel cells solve the issue that cannot be solved by batteries alone. Possible to do EV only, but fuel cell hybrid is more practical and still electric. True net zero, not grid dependent with green fuels. That's true. So like, you know, the problem with EV is you have to plug them in. This is, you can just fill it up with the stuff and it's good. You don't need to ever plug it into something. Operates many hours continuously, impossible to have large battery weight and volume limitations. Fantastic. I am gonna stop this on this one. We have got a lot of news to go over, but of course this is always in the link in the description. You can go to the website and I got this linked out. Everything looks pretty good to me on here. It just does. Everything looks cool. It's just that the market adoption is not looking that cool, which kind of sucks for them. Cool if you want to get into this company and be long, but I don't know. Just gonna have to look at it. I think it's a good play because, you know, they've also got all these big, huge players in it. Bosch, Cummins, Diesel, even some Chinese stuff. I don't know. We'll have to see how that one plays out. Is anyone already in AMCI? Have they been riding that boat? While we're on the subject, we've got something weird. I'm not totally 100% on this, but if you look at the SEC filing, there's a part that says AMCI will also be amending its warrants at the closing of business combination to cash out all of its outstanding warrants for a payment of $1.50 per warrant, subject to approval by its warrant holders. That seems pretty clear that no matter what the warrants are at the time of closing this deal, they're going to be worth $1.50 as long as the warrant holders vote to say, yes, that's what we want to do. I'm guessing if the warrants don't move from where they're at, they're going to vote for that because I think the warrants are still sitting like $1, right? So why wouldn't people vote and say, yeah, no, give us $1.50 instead, we'll take that. I don't know though. These votes have gotten kind of close, so it's something to watch. I don't personally like that, okay? There's always like a gray area involved with that type of stuff. I don't like someone saying, just hold on through the end and then we'll get you $1.50 for it. To me, I'm like, wash my hands, I'm out. That's what I think about it. Look into this though. If you're looking to do the warrant thing, what I was just describing is my interpretation. Please go and read the whole SEC filing and even call your broker and see if they got any information if you want 100% on it. But even then, they could always switch around at the end, you know? So that's why to me, I'm out. Okay. So we got a lot of other news. Shots fired by Chamath. He came out on Twitter and he's basically making fun of Silicon Valley, which is crazy. He was basically saying, for not going to the stock market, the marketing strategy to our founders, it's turning out to be really bad advice to not go public. He said the biggest, most dramatic tech companies are now outside the Silicon Valley. Ooh, that statement right there. He said, where founders thought from first principles. You know, Silicon Valley is kind of like a brethren bloodline. Okay, the tech people that are in Silicon Valley, if they all read this, even the head up CEOs of whatever companies that he might even be trying to bring public, they're not going to like seeing that. and it's probably going to piss them off. You know, I don't know. The good thing is we've got tons of other SPACs that can definitely dip into Silicon Valley, and I'm sure they'd much rather go with someone other than him, especially after that statement today. I got someone who wrote me and said, hey, I've been thinking about purchasing a put option for QQQ. That's the tech, big tech, around 290 strike price that expires November 13th. What's your opinion on this? I understand you're not giving financial advice, so don't worry about that. I know you've been trading, and I just want your advice. Yeah, so I mean, you can buy puts, you can do options. I don't like getting into options on here. I think it's a little bit too extended for where I want to keep my channel. Okay. Not only that, I am not a 100% option expert. I'm not. There's a whole another rabbit hole we can dive down, right? For a long time. I'd rather keep it kind of medium knowledge base as far as all stocks go. You can do this, however, just realize with options, you can lose that money very fast. So if you cannot afford to lose that $290 real fast, don't do it. If you want to do something and be a little bit safer, go watch that video, what to do when the stock market is going down and how to make money that I made. And I come up with some other plays you can do, like I think it's like SQQ or whatever, and the inverse ETFs basically is what I'm getting at. So you can play those, and there's a bunch out there. Like there's ones that are like 1.5% difference, or ones that are up to 2% or 3%, 3 times X, sorry, of like the QQQ. So depending on where you're comfortable losing money or making it, you can kind of go down the line. Those are going to be a little bit safer plays than trying to go with options for the most part, as far as I'm concerned. Can you make a lot of money by trying to basically short put the QQQ? For sure. Just realize you can lose it just as fast as you can make it. Just be careful. Oh, ARK had a presentation today. We had people were trying to hit up on them about asking about SPACs. One of my friends, he was asking about Desktop Metal, and I got him to talk about it. So they said, we will wait and see about Desktop Metal. Trying, I think, isn't that trying? Yeah. Okay. Desktop Metal, so we'll wait and see. At least it got mentioned by them, and they said the word SPAC. It's pretty cool. Apple, so Apple's announced for the iPhone 112 came out today. The highlights included getting rid of charging cable holes and the cable itself, so you're not going to get a hole and you're not going to get a cable. They're getting rid of the headphone and the jack for it. Maybe they already did that. Did they already? The screen is whatever, like they're saying 7 times stronger. I think every time people always say that, but then Apple phones always crack. Everyone I've ever seen with an iPhone, it's got cracked screen. It's weird. More boxy look versus smoothie, kind of like the iPhone 5. All right, so they're going back to iPhone 5. Where's the 12th camera that was promised? It's missing a camera on there. I think it's got 11. It's supposed to have 12. It doesn't have that one they're talking about. They also didn't mention Fisker yet, and that's why I'm talking about it. They didn't mention Fisker. However, he did come out with another article today, and he said, basically, again, he wants to be like Apple. He wants to follow what they did with Foxconn. All right. He also said, we also start with a platform that has already been developed so that several different manufacturers can share. Although, of course, we also develop our own things on the platform that are suitable for our cars, says Fisker. All right, so he's talking about the skateboard there. He also said, we have never officially said that we will work with Volkswagen, right, Fisker, but he is the one who started name dropping it on the MEB platform. I just want to emphasize that. We have a design and development process where we are platform independent. So we have looked at several different available platforms. The only group that has officially said they are willing to share their platform is Volkswagen. I think that's kind of funny. So he's looked at a bunch of skateboards, but the only one officially that says, yeah, you can use it is Volkswagen. But we have worked with several other groups that are developing future electric car platforms, and we will announce which group we are working with later in October. It's like 2 weeks or less. Is that before merger? I think so. We have already started the job, says Dane. All right, that's good. He also made it clear they are not going to be produced in China. He said he is keen to emphasize that the car will not be manufactured in China despite the comparison with Apple's Foxconn agreement. Fisker Karma was produced for the sake of order at Valmet Automotive in Finland. We are in final discussions with a contract manufacturer, he said. We have not announced who it is, but it will not be China. In the future, I do not necessarily think that the car manufacturers will produce their own cars. It will be handled by companies that have lots of spare production capacity. Yes, they've been doing that for decades. It's already happened, perhaps without ordinary people knowing it. That's true. And I think our customers will be much happier with it than getting a car that maybe not have been produced so well because we're trying to learn how to produce cars. That's true. I mean, even cars in the 90s, like some Fords, you throw them up on a lift underneath it, you see Mazda logos. So Fords have been Mazdas for a long time, you know. The battery pack will also be known technology, he says, taken from one of the major battery manufacturers, CATL, China, SK, China, LG, China, or Samsung. Mostly China for those two. But so the battery itself will come probably from China, but it's just not going to be made in China. No solid state for now. That's old news to us, but yeah, so he's saying he'd rather get the vehicle out now, well, within 2 years-ish. I still don't believe it's going to happen, but he'd still rather get it out into production than wait for solid state. I think that's a good move, Fisker, you know, because waiting for solid state could take 5 years at least. So that's good. So we did learn a little bit there. He's still dropping the Apple name. I still think they're going to announce something that they're going to pair up with. It could be just like a simple app thing, but I don't know. Apple also was awarded like a lot of patents today. I think it was like 30-ish, maybe 70, something crazy like that. And a lot of them were vehicle-ish related. You know, they were looking at like suspension stuff. I was looking at some like crazy design 3D renderings, CAD drawings of them. Also auto driving. We were talking about yesterday, I think, the day before. They were awarded a ton of patents on that stuff. So I still think he's going to end up pulling some of that tech. That way he can say Apple tech in the Fisker car and bringing it over. So that's cool. We also have ticker PCPL possibly going SPAC with exclusive supply chain software firm E2Open nears deal to go public. Sources. This is a rumor. PCPL. Joshua Franklin, U.S. supply chain management software E2Open LLC is nearing a deal to go public through a merger with blank check acquisition company CC Nuremberg Principal Holdings First at a valuation of more than $2.5 billion. Man, this blew my mind, including debt. People familiar with the matter said Tuesday the agreement could be announced as soon as Wednesday, the source said, cautioning that talks could still falter. E2Open is owned by a private equity firm, Insight Partners. The sources requested anomaly because they don't want to, it's confidential, they don't get fired, even though it's by the CEO or his granddaughter or something. Declined to comment. E2Open and Insight Partners did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Of course they did, man. Right? Why would they? So what is this E2Open thing? As far as I can tell, and I might be totally wrong, but it is like a software play for businesses. They've got tons of brands underneath it. Cat, AMD, 3M, Kellogg's, HP, Land O'Lakes. As far as I can tell, though, it's just like software. User experience, digital twin channel supply chain of E2Net, trading partner network, intelligent applications, business planning, supply management, logistics stuff. I listened to their CEO talk, and that's all I got from it too. Revolutionizing supply chain management software to create a real visibility and put more power in the hands of the consumer. So helping with get product from A to B to C to D. I don't know. When I first was looking at that, I'm like, how is this worth the billions and billions of dollars? I mean, if they've got the brands and they're pulling from all these people, that's fantastic. But how is that software worth that? So we'll have to see when the more information comes out. Does anyone know about this company, E2 Open? Regardless, how did the stock react? It went from like $1.50 to 175 slowly. That's about it. So the market was like, huh? Kind of like me. Like, what? $2.5 billion for that company. A software company for businesses. Oh, cool. We got another one. Finance of America Equity Capital to go public through Replay Acquisition merger. Finance of America Equity Capital and Replay Acquisition Corp. A publicly traded special purpose acquisition company agreed to a business combination that will result in Finance of America becoming a publicly listed company. Finance America connects borrowers with investors. Middleman investment for real estate. That's kind of cool, right? At least they're merging household people with actual investors, but kind of sounds like the one that Chamath did, but at least these guys are admitting it, right? Because Open Door doesn't tell you that. Open Door is like, we buy everything. The company operates in 4 large markets, including mortgage, reverse mortgage, commercial real estate, and fixed income investing. Boy, reverse mortgages aren't going to be doing good real soon. Commercial real estate, nope. Fixed income investing, I didn't even know that was a thing. We'll have to see. Brian Libman, founder of Chairman of Finance of America, Patrick Cook, CEO of Graham Fleming, President, will continue to lead the company. Implied equity value of the combined company at a closing approximately $1.9 billion. The transaction implies an equity valuation at closing for more than $1.9 billion. Top-tier institutional investors have committed to invest $250 million in the form of a PIPE. So they're pulling from grandpa and uncle. $288 million of cash in the trust, subject to redemptions. See, this is a perfect example why I say, dude, the lower MERSs are actually kind of cool because they have more pliability than you can get. All sorts of business. If they really needed money, they'd call Uncle Jim. Yeah, Uncle Steve. Hey, we need another 288. I got you, man. Mortgages, I love mortgages. Who doesn't love mortgages right now? Pro forma for the transaction, assuming no redemptions by Replay, acquisition, public shareholders, management, equities managers, founder and thus managers, blah, 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 will own 70% of the combined company. Over half the sponsors' founder shares of Replay acquisition will be deferred and subject to share price hurdles. The board of Replay Acquisition and the board of Finance of America parent company have unanimously approved the transaction. This will be interesting. You can look in more of this company if you want, but just a quick rundown. They've got $65 billion in loans originated since 2017. That's a lot. And 300 global offices. No matter what, I'm sure this is a middleman play. This is probably, they hook up with mortgage companies, and the mortgage companies can run probably stuff through this. I don't know. I could be slightly wrong on that, but most mortgage stuff is all middleman. How'd the market react to this? Not good. Went down. It was like, it's sitting at like a 10.25 because no one talks about them, and it went down to like $10.12. Why I think this is interesting is because at least we have something to gauge the power of Chamath with. Because his is, last time I checked, is like a 20 or something. Man, I don't know. Seems like about the same exact company, just one is a little bit better well known to the average householder, but I don't know. You tell me. Have you guys heard about this one? What's the correlation with Open Door? I'm pretty sure the same exact company. One is, they're just talking a little bit differently, using different terminology. How about Churchill Capital II to acquire Skillsoft and Global Knowledge for $1.5 billion? This is that CCX. This became official today. CCX Churchill, a special purpose acquisition company and software holder, announced that they have entered into a definitive agreement merger Churchill to acquire Global Knowledge Training, a worldwide leader in IT and professional skills development, from investment funds affiliated with Roan Capital, a global private equity firm. They'll also merge with Skillsoft in the transaction valued at approximately $1.3 billion. Following closing of the merger, the combined company will acquire Global Knowledge for approximately $233 million, putting the total cost of the transaction $1.5 billion. The combined company will operate as Skillsoft and be on the NYSE. Transactions are subject to close beginning of next year, subject to approval by shareholders. Man, wouldn't that be fun if shareholders were like, nope. Like, go get Topgolf. Forget this, man. Again, this is like a, making money off of businesses, I guess, with knowledge and like helping them train employees and stuff. How is this worth so much money? I don't know. I guess it could be because they got some awesome contracts, but still, I don't know. I guess there probably is a lot of training being done via mobily, right? Like on the internet. So I guess there could be that side of it, like the whole Zoom conference call thing, like, which is doing really well. This could be like that, but for training employees. But I don't know. I mean, the cool factor on this is probably like -11. Who's ever watched gotten a job and you had to watch like a onboarding video or something? Can't remember where. I can't remember where I've worked where they had one, but I know I've watched one before. Maybe it was like Olive Garden back in the day or something. Welcome to Olive Garden. We take pride. Is that what this is about? Making those cool? I don't think they're ever going to be cool. Yeah, so this was like it sitting at like $10.20, and then it ended the day at like $10 flat. Should have went with Topgolf. Pre-LOI, it was at almost 12. Oh well. Take a look at a couple charts. How about SBE? Someone wants to look at SBE. We need to look at SBE. What is going on here? Okay. So again, we all SPACs across the board kind of down day. Right away though, these channels and the action kind of looks the same. This still looks very healthy for a SPAC though. We have these basically bull flags heading down. We knew that we had to refill this gap here, right? We knew we had to refill this gap. We did that. We called out this channel right to our patrons right when this was happening. I called it out and said, hey, it might be a good time to look at some calls right at this channel. And flood ammo, it jumped and went way above. And then it's kind of consolidating a little bit. It went down because just kind of SPACs were down today. I think that's really why. This is still, I think, one of the best, if not the best, SPAC acquisition of the year. Because any of these electronic vehicle companies, all the drama, they don't even know, the manufacturing, it's so complicated. These guys get to make money no matter which one does well or bad, right? No matter what. GM is coming out with their electronic Hummer. I think they're talking like maybe next year. Do you think that the GM and the Ford are not going to be competing with all these other companies that are coming out with rigs and probably be way better? You don't think they've been working on this for 5 years plus? What I'm getting at is you're still going to be able to make money through all those, because if you don't know, Switchback Energy, SBE, is the biggest elephant in the room when it comes to electronic vehicle charging. It's called ChargePoint. You should look them up. They're going global, big, huge, big bad boys. I think this one's going to be massive. This has held very well compared to a lot of recent SPACs. I still see this one just flying. I think it's still holding great. Manage your risk on it, but of course this could still go down. But where are we sitting? Well, we're sitting like right at the top of the previous channel here. Of course we are, right here. It's surfing this right at the top of the initial pop high. Boom, right up about $14.32. It's now chilling there, and it's kind of trying to stay above it. It looks healthy. The volume. I wish these red candles here were a little bit longer. That would be showing us the bears would be a little bit more out of honey. But this one was decent. We could go down a little bit more. We could if it's going to go down, it's probably going to head to like 1384. Will it? I don't know. It liked where it stayed above right here, right? Went up, rejected, went up, rejected again off this line. So if we can hold this tomorrow, we might be good. But watch it. I guess it's still one of the best plays to dumb park right now. even though it's sitting way above the floor. What catastrophic event can really happen to these guys, right? They've already got the product. It's already been proven. They already have something called revenue, you know? The brand is already big. They're the elephant in the room. I mean, you can't tip over an elephant very easily. Are there any other plays you want me to take a look at? Anything, even more SPAC news I missed out on today? I think we had, what was it, like three merger-ish announcements. One was not 100% official. We got a lot going on. Please let us know down in the comments. Thanks for all the help, everybody, for letting us know about plays and entries and stuff like that. And if you haven't subscribed, please do it. It definitely helps out the channel. If you wouldn't mind sharing this video with your friends, please do that. We also have a Patreon. We're sliding you deals a little bit before we even do the videos on a lot of things. And it's a great community we're already building right now. So please join that if you wouldn't mind. Y'all have a good rest of the day and take care. Did you know that we give away free silver? Simply leave a comment on the video, and as long as you're in the continental United States, you can be automatically entered to win. Please friend us on Twitter and StockTwits.